Hey, it's Kyle here, and I'm excited to talk about the newest episode of The Mandalorian, The Pirate. But before I get started on my review, if you have not watched the episode yet, please watch it before you watch my review, because my review will include spoilers. And with that warning out of the way, let's talk about The Pirate. Really enjoyed this episode a lot. It definitely revealed a lot about how the season is going to progress in the series in general. It gives a lot of information on the state of the New Republic, everything that's going on in the Outer Rim. Definitely advanced our knowledge of everything going on a tremendous amount. So I really enjoyed the aspect of it, but the storyline aspect of this episode, the action, everything was very entertaining. You probably can really break down the episode into two big parts: the Mandalorians and Navarro, and everything that's going on with the New Republic. So let's kind of do the Mandalorians and Navarro first. Anybody that's seen the trailer for this season kind of knew at some point there's a bunch of Mandalorians fighting on Navarro. Once we see the first episode and the pirate threat was introduced to Navarro, I think everybody has kind of figured out, like, all right, there's going to be a pirate Mandalorian battle on Navarro, and it's going to be awesome. And we finally got it in this episode. How it came about was a little surprising. I was not expecting kind of the New Republic to be involved in that aspect of how the battle took place. But it was a very cool way to kind of get the Mandalorians to Navarro, and I think it was very well done. I like the fact that, you have Grief, basically first radio the New Republic. So we have our favorite New Republic pilot, Carson Teva, is the one that gets the call. He doesn't have the really resources to help, and he really needs permission from Coruscant anyway to kind of launch a offensive against some pirates who are occupying Navarro. Gets back to Coruscant. First big surprise, at least for me, for the episode. Tim Meadows is now in Star Wars. That's awesome. I always enjoyed Tim Meadows a lot. I never expected to see him in any Star Wars live action content. So seeing him as a New Republic officer was pretty cool. But basically we find out the New Republic is already stretched thin. They don't have enough resources to respond to all the requests for help from their member states. So basically somebody that's not a member state like Navarro is just going to have to wait. And they imply like, we'll see what we can do, but basically Carson kind of was like, they're never going to send me any stuff to help. I need to figure something out. And that's when he goes to the Mandalorians, which was I was not expecting at all. We find out R5 was a part of the rebellion, and he kind of let Carson know where the Mandalorians are, and basically just asked Din, do the right thing, help. And the New Republic can't, y'all can please do something for Navarro. I really enjoyed the scene where Din gives a speech to the other Mandalorians and attempts to convince them to help Navarro, and that Navarro can be their new home. Definitely was not expecting Paz Vizsla to stand up and basically eventually back Din's plan and say, Din saved my son. He's proved he's doing the right thing. So has bo-katan. Let's help them and go to Navarro and, kind of do the right thing. I'm not going to get into a lot of the details of the fight of Navarro, but I really enjoyed the battle between the Mandalorians and the pirates a lot. One thing I'm glad to see they definitely showed enough pirates to make it a realistic threat. I was afraid they were going to show up and it felt like there was just like 10 or 12 pirates on the ground and a couple ships, and that was it. But they definitely gave a scope that like this was a pirate army. They had a large number of forces on the ground. They had a lot of ships. So I think they did a really great job with that. Everything else in the battle scene I really enjoyed a lot. The battle above the skies in Navarro was really cool. I was not expecting the end of the battle to happen. I thought our pirate king would escape and he might be a threat kind of for the next few episodes. Nope. Pirate King's over with. So that part of the battle did surprise me. Then we find out, Grief basically gives land to the Mandalorians, so Navarro can be their new homeland, their new base. And then this was kind of where we get kind of the last big reveal for the Mandalorian side of the storyline in this episode. And that is, the armor wants to speak to Bo. She comes in and basically says, like you've seen the mythosaur is the signal of the new age for the Mandalorians. Take your helmet off. And at first I thought it was a trap. I think bo-katan did it as well. But eventually the armor convinces her to take her helmet off. It basically explains, like you've walked in both worlds of the Mandalorians. You're the person who can guide us. They go out to see the Mandalorians. Bo still has her helmet off. Really surprised me again. And for a split second, I thought the armor was going to say, it's time for us to take our helmets off. And I was rooting for that so much, but that did not happen. But basically, the armor basically almost anoints Bo as the person who's like, she's the one that's going to unite all the Mandalorians. She has walked in both worlds. She has walked with the children of the Watch, and she has been with, you know, the more mainstream Mandalorians. She is the one who can bring us all together. It's time to take back Mandalore. Wow, was not expecting that. Very cool. I have a feeling now we're going to have a showdown between Din and Bo over the Darksaber, because I'm somewhat surprised that the armor is kind of anointing Bo as this leader, when the fact that somebody else in the group has the Darksaber that's theoretically supposed to be the leader of the group. So I think that's going to play out at some point. We'll see how it goes. But that kind of wraps up the Mandalorian side of the story for this one. Then we get back into the New Republic side. As I kind of alluded at the beginning, you get that reveal that, you know, the New Republic is already kind of losing control. You know, kind of the seeds of chaos are being sown that allows the rise of the First Order that we see in the later trilogy. But, you know, that's farther down the road. We see Carson on patrol again, and he comes across a shuttle that's clearly been attacked. At first I thought he was going to come across like an Imperial fleet or something like this. I thought that was maybe going to be a reveal of Thrawn maybe showing up. But we get a cool scene where he's investigating the ship. As he's radioing back, they figure out the ship is the one that was transporting Moff Gideon, and it's clear now Moff Gideon has escaped. His body's not on the ship. But then the big reveal, they find Beskar armor on the ship. What does this mean? I have a few theories. One, it could be the Empire just trying to frame the Mandalorians and hoping the New Republic will then blame the Mandalorians for them, so we'll have a New Republic Mandalorian showdown. You could have, you know, Bo mentioned like she lost control of her group and they're now mercenaries kind of making their way through the galaxy. So maybe those mercenaries were hired to free Moff Gideon. But then, you know, like another possibility that we haven't really seen in current canon yet, at least to my knowledge, but we did see in Legends, is there were some Mandalorians who sided with the Empire. So maybe some of those Mandalorians were brought in by Moff Gideon's loyal forces to liberate their former boss. And it would make sense that Moff Gideon would have access to those types of loyal Mandalorians to the Empire, since he is the one who was heavily involved in the siege of Mandalore and had the Darksaber for a while. You know, maybe they still think he has the Darksaber. They don't know. It's like, oh, we have to go rescue our leader who has the Darksaber. So it'll be interesting to see how that play out. If all this is leading to Thrawn, I could see very much a Thrawn tactic of being like, let's frame the Mandalorians, the two greatest threats to us out in the unknown regions, is the New Republic and the Mandalorians to our plans. Let's have them both fight and weaken each other before I swoop in to take control. So that is my prediction. That's also probably because I'm a Thrawn superfan, as some of my art shows over here. But we'll see how it goes. But let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the episode of The Pirate? And what is your theory of what the Beskar armor meant that they found at the end of the episode? I'm curious to see everybody else's theories. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you have yet, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time, and may the Force be with you.